Sir, may I have the permission to open the function? Thank you, sir. The function is declared open now. A warm welcome to this spectacular evening to everyone present here. I, Registrar General High Court of Odisha, would like to give all of you my greetings for today's function, which is a conglomeration of two important events, that is the release of Annual Report 2021 and the District Judges Conference 2022. It's a great honor and pleasure for me to welcome Dr. Justice S. Mullidhar, the Chief Justice High Court of Odisha, Honorable Justice Jaswant Singh, the Chairman Committee for the District Judge Conference 2022, Honorable Justice K.R. Mahapatra, Chairman Committee for Preparation of Annual Report, Honorable Justice B.P. Rautray for Preparation of Annual Report, Honorable Justice B.P. Rautray, Honorable Justice Shashikanta Mishra, the Honorable Member of the Committee for Preparation of the Annual Report. I humbly welcome all other Honorable Judges of the High Court of Odisha present here to grace the occasion. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Honorable former Judges of the High Court of Odisha who graciously accepted our invitation to join us in today's magnificent event. I welcome Sri Ashok Kumar Parija, the Learned Advocate General, Odisha, Sri P.K. Pari, Learned Assistant Solicitor General for the State of Odisha, Sri Jagabandhu Sahu, Senior Advocate and President, Odisha High Court Bar Association, Sri Devi Prasad Das, Vice President, and Dr. J.K. Lenka, the Secretary, Odisha High Court Bar Association. I welcome the esteemed district judges and the chief judicial magistrates of all the 30 districts of the state. I also welcome Madam Manjusri Patnaik, Sri Ravi Rath, the great artist and sculptor, who contributed their respective skill, sparing valuable time in preparing the annual report. I welcome Sri Raghunath Naik, proprietor Diganta Bhubaneswar, who printed the annual report 2021. My esteemed colleagues in the registry, the director, officers and staff of the Odisha Judicial Academy, the member secretary and officers of the Odisha State Legal Services Authority, other officials and staff of the Honorable High Court of Odisha, members of the print and electronic media. It is truly a sight to behold, as in this hall today, we have the glorious past, the hustling present, and hopeful future of Odisha judiciary. With this, let's move on to the first event of the evening. The judiciary is considered as one of the pillars of the Indian Constitution that is entrusted with the monumental task of protecting the rule of law and ensuring that impartial justice is ensured to every citizen of the country. Being the third organ of the government, and while enjoying such a plenary power, the judiciary has certain accountability towards the people of the country. It owes the responsibility of being honest, transparent, and maintaining dignity, which is considered as the hallmark of a good governance. It is the duty of an institution like judiciary to bring before all the functions, transactions, and achievements of the institution. Furthermore, an institution like that of judiciary must make regular assessments in every sphere like that of finance, activities, infrastructure, along with the challenges faced by the institution that hindered certain developmental activity or functions. A proper and real assessment of which would help the organization in creating a strategic roadmap for the future. The above reasons, I believe, explain the importance of making an annual report and keeping it in the public domain and making it accessible to every citizen of the country. The aim of making this annual report was not just to glorify the achievements of the past year, but also to bring forward the shortcomings and challenges too. They say, pain is temporary, but glory is forever. However, basking in glory without assessing the faults and challenges would make the glory temporary too. Hence, the annual report for 2021 was prepared with utmost care, precision, that and attention to detail by the honorable members of the committee that consisted of Honorable Justice B.P. Rautre and Honorable Justice Sasikanta Misra under the able guidance of its chairman, Honorable Justice K.R. Mahapatra. However, the Chief Justice, Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, took tremendous personal effort to further ensure that the annual report is a word-to-word replication of the activities, achievements, and challenges faced in the last year. Additionally, in order to receive an unbiased and seasoned opinion and review of the work done in the past year by the High Court of Odisha, His Lordship opined on inviting the people who have maintained the legacy of institution and carried it as their paramount responsibility on their shoulders in the past. They are none other than Honorable former judges of the High Court of Odisha. The annual report 2021 this year is truly a reflection of the foundation that the judicial officers of Odisha seek to establish, upon which the future steps of progress will be determined. This report is a document that envisions a way to self-evaluate the progress of the justice delivery system and will enable introspection and analysis at the end of the year. The annual report 2021 is a march forward for the judiciary of Odisha. Moving forward to the second event of the evening, that is the District Judges Conference 2022. This conference focuses on some important fundamental issues of administration of justice and maintenance of rule of law and aims to discuss some of the challenges surrounding the justice delivery system in the state of Odisha, so also to establish the vision for the year 2022 and so on. This year, District Judges Conference is being held after a gap of 7 years under the visionary leadership of the Chief Justice, High Court of Odisha, Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar. His Lordship has always been at the forefront of the solutions to many problems that plague the everyday proceeding of the court. But today, by calling on District Judges Conference, he is on a path to transform this system, of which we all are an active part of. In order to turn this idea into reality, Dr. S. Muralidhar entrusted Honorable Justice Jaswant Singh, Judge High Court of Odisha, to chair the committee along with its member, Honorable Dr. Justice B.R. Sarangi, Honorable Justice D. Das, Honorable Justice B.P. Rautre, and Honorable Justice R.K. Patnaik, who guided the registry of the Honorable Court to make this conference meaningful and insightful. With this, I would like to introduce all of you the agenda of the conference. Session 1, which is scheduled to begin today at 6:30 p.m., is aimed to discuss regarding need and justification for establishment of courts in the state, followed by a discussion on issues relating to Juvenile Justice Board. Both the above sessions will be concluded with an interaction and discussion among delegates, followed by the comments of the chair. The second day conference will have 4 sessions, which will consist of 2 pre-lunch and 2 post-lunch sessions. Session 1 on 26/2, 2022 will have discussions regarding infrastructure and building of the subordinate courts, followed by sessions 2 regarding pendency and disposal of year-old cases. And the post-lunch session will include discussion of issues relating to rules and inspection respectively. All the above sessions will be concluded with an interaction and discussion among the delegates, followed by the comments of the chair. In all the sessions, the learned district judges and chief judicial magistrates will speak on the specific topics to make the deliberation participatory. The concluding day of the 3-day District Judges Conference 2022 will have only one session regarding information and communication technology. It will also consist of concluding remarks of all the 6 sessions to be presented by District Judge Sambalpur and Malkangiri. The senior government officials will also attend the meeting and place their valuable insights on various issues pertaining to the infrastructure, finance, and information and communication technology, followed by the valedictory session. And with this, the 3-day-long conference will come to end. May I now request Honorable Justice K.R. Mahapatra Judge High Court of Orissa, and Chairman Committee for Preparation of Annual Report 2021 to address the August gathering. My Lord.
Namaskar. A warm welcome to you all. Good evening. Honorable Dr. Justice S. Muredildar, the Chief Justice of High Court of Odisha, and my colleague, sister and brother judges, honorable judges, former judges of the High Court, esteemed Registrar General and other officials of the registry, esteemed district judges and other judicial officers, learned Advocate General, learned esteemed Assistant Solicitor General of India for Odisha, learned President of the High Court Bar Association. This is a mixed experience for me. As our Registrar General has told that the annual report does not only contain the activities and our success stories of the Odisha judiciary, which includes both the High Court as well as district judiciary. It also includes the activities, achievements, functions, everything of the allied organs of the High Court, that is State Legal Services Authority and Odisha Judicial Academy, Arbitration Center, Mediation Center. It also includes the information Office of the Learned Advocate General, High Court Bar Association, as well as Office of the Assistant Solicitor General of India for Odisha. Frankly speaking, I didn't have any experience on preparation of such report. It is because of the cooperation, able inputs, valuable inputs, suggestions, and utilizing the experience of my colleague brothers, Justice Rautrai and Justice Misra, we proceeded in the matter, in preparation of the matter, in preparation of the report quite easily. Of course, I must candidly admit that Justice Misra, being the youngest one, I personally have exploited him little bit more because he has more experience than both of us in preparation of such type of reports. I didn't have any experience. Justice Rautrai has some experience. So I must acknowledge and thank my colleague, learned brothers, Justice Rautrai and Justice Misra, for that. In process of the preparation of the report, we have constituted two committees, one for collection, compilation, as well as for synchronization of data, another for editing, designing and printing of the final report. In that, Mr. Vidut Kumar Misra, Mr. Gauri Shankar Satpathy, Mr. Somyak Patra, Mr. Suman Kumar Misra, Mr. Prabhakar Gantia, Mr. Anupam Patra, Mr. Chayakanta Das, and Mr. Sukumar Mahapatra, who was former additional coordinator of the arbitration center, as well as present additional coordinator, Mr. Ashish Patnaik, have contributed a lot. It is because of their desk work, their inputs, their effort, the things could be easier and we could proceed so quickly to prepare the report. I must say that it is not an easy task for us. First of all, we face difficulty for collection and compilation of data. The most difficult part was that for designing the cover page. And I must acknowledge the contribution of Mr. Ravi Ratha, the noted artist and sculptor, who has volunteered to render his service honorarily for preparation of the cover page. Though it is a black and white one, but it has added color to the annual report. Dr. Manjushree Patnaik, she has volunteered. When we requested her, she instantly agreed to edit the contents of the annual report. In spite of her busy schedule and as a professor of English, still she could make out time for us to edit the data. And whenever we called her, she responded, and instantly and very quickly also, she edited the data and contents and returned back to us. The mission of the report is Mr. Raghunath Naik, the proprietor of Diganta. Whatever assistance, whatever raw materials, whatever inputs we might have given, but it is the mission who gives the final touch to the edifice. Personally speaking, the designing, the printing quality, the overall look of the annual report, it is beyond my expectation. I must acknowledge his contribution for this. But it is because of our able leadership of our beloved Chief Justice, who is the annual report is his brainchild. He is the architect, he is the interior decorator of the annual report. Every page, starting from the cover page to the last page, in every page, he has a personal touch. As Mr. Das, Research General said, he has made a tremendous effort. He has done days of, he has contributed, he has invested his days together for every page, be it cover page, be it designing of the cover page, be it the font of the letter, be it designing of the page, be it language of the contents, in everything, placement of the selection and placement of the photographs, in everything, he has a personal touch that bring the, and he is a hard task master. He has given a definite date that this should be prepared by this date only. For that induced us, that gave us enthusiasm to prepare the annual report, and it will be released in a few moments before you. But I cannot forget the contribution of our tiny young friends, Mr. Himoji, Miss Himoji, I am forgetting her name, sorry to say. Miss Kami Himoji, Miss Tiyasa Mukherjee, and Mr. Somyak Mahanti. They have done the toughest part of the job, that is assisting us in doing the proofreading. The proofreading of a document is the toughest part of the job. They have contributed to that. I blessed three of them for their success in life. They have done a great work indeed. I don't want to waste further your time. This is, you must be waiting for the release of the annual report, and with all cooperation, I am privileged to say that I am given a scope to lead the team which prepared the annual report, but my contribution is nothing. It is the contribution of all my associates who have done the work. Thanking you all and warm welcome to you all. Namaste.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you for your kind words and the effort behind this preparation of annual report. Now, may I have the honor to request Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, the Chief Justice High Court of Odisha, and all honorable judges present here to release the annual report 2022-21. Thank you, my lords. May I now request Honorable Justice Jaswant Singh and Chairman the Committee for District Judges Conference 2022 to address the gathering. My lord.
Honorable the Chief Justice, High Court of Odisha, Dr. S. Muralidharan, my esteemed sister and brother judges, respected former judges present here, esteemed Advocate General Mr. Ashok Parija, the President and the other office bearers of the Odisha High Court Bar Association, Mr. Padi, the learned ACJ, the government officials, if present here, Registrar General and his team, learned district judges, and the CGMs, distinguished guests, members of the print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm early evening, night evening. This late afternoon, we have assembled here to witness another significant event which has been added to the history of this court by the release of an annual report 2021 and the inauguration of the District Judges Conference 2022. The gracious presence of our Chief Justice, Dr. Muralidharan, who is the main architect and the guiding force of the entire event, and other honorable sitting judges, former judges, other functionaries, all the stakeholders, judicial officers, makes this occasion special and memorable. it is a matter of great satisfaction for all of us that the practice of preparation of the annual report is possible after a lapse of almost 7 years, as we heard. The sincerity of the effort put in by the annual report committee is for all of us to see and appreciate. At the very outset, I extend my heartiest congratulations to the entire annual report committee, ably led by my brother Judge Justice Mohapatra, for successfully accomplishing the Herculean task of preparation of this annual report of this court. The effort, the skill, the development, the hard work put in by various stakeholders in this preparation was very ably and very ably. The assistance of the annual report will help us in moving forward, which is the essential objective of this district judges conference which we hold. Meaning, to see the challenges, to introspect, evaluate the challenges, and plan for the future. As the chairman of the committee of the District Judges Conference, I am privileged and honored to have been provided with the opportunity to give this opening address on this significant occasion. Since last 2 years, the whole world has been suffering from this pandemic situation and passing through the most difficult times known to human history. These difficult times have adversely affected the Indian judiciary as well as the other institutions. The judiciary, which is dependent on so many stakeholders for its smooth functioning, is yet to pick up its full momentum. There is a piling up of cases, millions of cases per day in the court, but we have scanty resources to manage. The problems are many, but we have to find out ways and means to resolve those. The district judiciary being the backbone and foundation of the justice dispensation system of our country, and you being the leaders of your respective judgeships, have to innovate and find new ideas, motivate your officers, staff, and respective bar members to get rid of the problem of high pendency, at least of the year-old cases. Due to the hard work and sincerity of our past generations of our judicial system has gathered faith, confidence, and some credibility amongst the common people. Now it is our turn to strengthen that faith and confidence, deliver to the expectations of the poor and downtrodden people by striving hard with utmost sincerity. We must be cognizant of the fact that at times the common man gets disappointed and harassed by getting timely but untimely justice, not getting timely justice. We all know justice delayed is justice denied. So we need to take small but few more steps and personal interest in early disposal of the cases. Now we know we are living in an era of artificial intelligence and digital technology. Knowledge is flowing from everywhere. The physical world has been squeezed into a digital universe. The physical, we know we can no more isolate ourselves from these new changes and the challenge, and to have to use and implement new technologies in our judicial system. This is precisely what our worthy Chief Justice has been relentlessly and successfully, to the extent, working to introduce in our judicial justice delivery system. We are aware that the Honorable Chief Justice does not spare any available time in reaching out to the district judiciary for motivating and guiding the stakeholders at the grassroots levels in utilizing the new technology for the efficient and effective dispensation of justice. Everyone present in this august house is well aware of the fact that the issue of pendency of cases in different courts of our state cannot be easily tackled, but it requires a constructive and a focused approach. The very objective of organizing this conference is that the participants can have discussions, meaningful discussions, deliberations on various issues, including the local issues faced by them, peculiar issues, and involve better and viable solutions and the best practices to solve dependency of cases. Before concluding, I would like to acknowledge the cooperation of the state machinery and as well as to the problems faced by a court and the district judiciary. The problems faced by judiciary, the government, of course, is an important stakeholder, and until they actively cooperate, provide us with funds and everything, tackle this issue cannot be tackled. So the presence is their cooperation is a reflection of their commitment to our cause. I hope and expect that all the participants will utilize this golden opportunity to thrash out the problems staring at us and equip ourselves, develop our skills in moving forward towards a better and efficient dispensation of the justice delivery system. With the words, I conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you for your valuable suggestions. I'm sure each of the delegates will inculcate these things in dispensation of justice. May I now request Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, to formally inaugurate the District Judge Conference 2022 by giving his lordship's inaugural address. My lord.
Pranam, good evening to everyone. My esteemed colleagues in the High Court of Orissa who are on the dais, the former judges of the High Court of Orissa who have very kindly joined us today, the district judges, the chief judicial magistrates of each of the 30 districts of Orissa. My very dedicated registry, ably led by the officers, ably led by the Registrar General, Shri Chittaranjan Dash, each of the registrars present, each of the officers present, the Central Project Coordinator, the Advocate General, Shri Ashok Pareja, the Assistant Solicitor General for India, Shri P.K. Padi, Shri Jagabandhu Sahu, the Senior Advocate and President of the High Court Bar Association, Dr. J.K. Lanka, the Secretary, the other office bearers of the High Court Bar Association, Dr. Manjushri Patnaik, who has been very kindly agreed to be present, Shri Ravi Ratha. Shri Ratha, can I just request you to stand up, and we want to give you a rousing applause for the wonderful portrait on the annual report. Dr. Patnaik, can I request you to, if you do not mind? I'd also request Shri Raghunath Nayak, who spent hours, days and nights bringing out this wonderful report. Mr. Soumyat Patra, he's here. And the three young colleagues, please stand up, Samyak, Himaja, and Tiyasha. These are the people who spent nights on end for this wonderful report that you see in your hands. I want to speak about the report for a few minutes. The idea of a report is basically to report on what we've been doing in the past year. And the sooner it came out, the better. Of course, it's not always easy to collate data of a whole year within the month of January. but it was possible to be done, as Justice K.R. Mahapatra pointed out, because of the subcommittees that we constituted, because they collected data. And I want to personally thank each of the district judges present here. If you had not been prompt in sending us the data, we would not have been able to compile it at our end in the High Court. So full credit goes to each of the district judges sitting here, each of the chief judicial magistrates sitting here, and each of the judicial officers who have in turn helped you collect this data and send it to us. So it contains extremely valuable data on the functioning of the Odisha judiciary in the whole of 2021. We also owe a debt of thanks to the allied organs, the State Legal Services Authority, the Odisha Judicial Academy. They also got their act together to send us the photographs, the statistics. It would not have been possible if it was not for the cooperation of everyone. I remember hounding Shri Parija, the Advocate General, for statistics concerning the Advocate General's office, Mr. Padi for his office, Jagabandhu Sahu and Dr. Lenka for what the bar did. So it is a collective effort of everyone. When we talk of the Odisha judiciary, it's not just about the judges or the district judiciary. We have two sections. We have the High Court, we have the district courts. We have each of the districts devoted at least 2 or 3 pages to each district. So you will find enormous detail in this one report. The idea is to set a template for the future. If we can replicate this year after year, and I think it is possible, we have told ourselves it is possible, it will be a wonderful service to the nation, to the people of Odisha. The Odias need to know what their judiciary is doing. How responsible is that judiciary? Is it answering their calls for justice? How hard are they working? People don't know how hard judges work. Lawyers know it, of course. Bar associations may know it, the Advocate General's office may know it, the ASGI's office may know it, but the larger public does not realize what work goes into making the courts function, sitting in those courts days and nights, writing those orders, getting them, released, getting them transmitted, more challenging, getting them enforced. So an entire machinery is at work here, and this report is supposed to give an insight into that. But this report also has a very important chapter called Introspection and Challenges. And we deliberately included that chapter because we constantly need to remind ourselves that we cannot afford to be complicit. I would like to believe that in the last 1 year, the Odisha judiciary is on an ascent. Despite the COVID pandemic trying to slow us down, we have actually not slowed down. I think the district judiciary will be pleased to know that it has performed better than it did in 2020. The High Court as an institution is very grateful for the enormous contribution made by the entire Odisha district judiciary, your district judges, the CJMs, and all the individual judicial officers. We are extremely thankful to you for that. The report actually acknowledges that in a frontal way. It also is a way of my acknowledging the efforts of each of my colleagues. They've contributed tremendously to the growth of the institution. They also sit in various committees. Those committees do a lot of work. Many of the judges, immediately after getting off from the bench, immediately are sitting in committees. They work literally evenings after evenings on committee work, Sundays, Saturdays, it doesn't mind. It doesn't matter. They're sitting in those committees, still the work of the committee is done. Without their concerted effort, I don't think we would have been able to achieve even a bit of what we have achieved in 2021. And there was an urge to document what we do. It's very important as an institution that we document all of this. This is not just to boast or to show off or any of that sort. It is to remind ourselves what we are capable of doing. But very importantly, it is to remind ourselves what needs to be done. So this is not the time to be complacent. If somebody asks me, is this the best that the Odisha judiciary can do? I would definitely say no. This is definitely a good performance. It is certainly not the best performance. We still have to improve our performance to become better and then become the best. But I think we are in the right direction. I think of ourselves as gardeners, a whole set of gardeners. Seeds have been planted by those who held these offices earlier. They nurtured those plants. It bore some fruits. We have come and we have to take care of those very plants. We have to turn the soil. Some of us have what they call green fingers, correct? You've heard of that expression that this gardener has green fingers. Suddenly when this gardener comes, roses are blooming very brightly. The mango trees are getting bigger fruits, better fruits. Just like that, when you come and sit in an office, you try and improve the performance in that office. That's the best we can do. We're all birds of passage. The institution is permanent. The institution is to grow. So we do a little bit to make the institution grow. Throughout 2021, till October 2021, we were just 15 judges. People don't realize that for 15 judges to actually outperform the earlier year's performance is something to be proud of. Unless the report says it, people may not realize it. And just the last 2 months, when Justice Jaswant Singh, Justice Arindam Shah joined us, and soon we had 7 judges join us, our performance is just accelerated. I'm sure Mr. Jagabandhu Sahu and Dr. Lenka will acknowledge this. Suddenly, the productivity of the High Court has significantly increased. So one definite issue is about pendency and the number of judges. But when we talk of pendency, we don't talk of the actual work done. Collectively, the High Court judges have delivered 938 judgments, which is a large number, reportable judgments, and they've disposed of over 1 lakh of cases, 105,000 cases, which is far more than the 63,000 cases that we disposed of in 2020. And this is despite the pandemic. Likewise, the district judiciary has improved its performance by over 40%. This is despite the pandemic. The bar has not let us down at all. Filings have gone up, both in the district judiciary and the High Court, despite the pandemic. So what it tells us is that we are a responsive Odisha judiciary. And when I use this word judiciary, I mean a collective terminology of the bar and the bench. I think we've worked together. We've walked step by step with step, and we've shown that we are capable of doing this. And I want us to walk in the same strides, improve our performance year after year. So this report is to tell ourselves what we are capable of and what we have to do. On the district judiciary's judges conference itself, you heard my colleagues and the Registrar General say that there has been a gap of almost 8 years since we had the last conference. And I felt we did need this platform, which has already been created by our predecessors. We need to revive this platform for a frank exchange of views. Ideas can come from any direction. It does not have to come only from the High Court, only from the former judges, or only from the former district judges. It can come from anyone of any age, of any group. Some of you as district judges have taken over recently. Some of you have had longer stints as district judges. Some of you have just joined as CJMs. Some of you have been there for over a year. Some of you have learned from your seniors. Some of you have walked through several stations. You would have served at least 5 or 6 stations by now, minimum. So you know the problems facing the judiciary. These days, we want a frank exchange of views. We've listed out certain speakers, but it does not mean that the others will not speak. So we have a session for interaction. I would urge each of you who has his ideas on a variety of topics or her ideas on a variety of topics to please pen them down. If you have questions, if you want to speak in the interaction session, I request you to write out whatever you have on a slip of paper with your name and send it to the chairperson. We will try and address each of those questions. We will try and accommodate each of your suggestions. You can be assured that even if you do not, because of paucity of time, if you're not able to be actually heard during the sessions, your concerns, your ideas, your suggestions, your questions will all be answered and taken into account. I assure you that. Because this is not the task of one person, it is a task of several persons. The problems are old, the solutions have to be new. The issues are old, we have to think out of the box. These are issues that we talk about in several platforms year after year. Year-old cases, early disposal of cases, reducing dependency, accelerating the yearly performance, focusing on old cases while not ignoring the new cases, court management, case management. We've had seminars. In this very academy, we had several seminars. But this is the time for practical solutions. That is why we need a platform like this, where district judges are allowed to speak their minds, freely exchange ideas. This is also a place where you all meet together and exchange ideas. there is something called personality development of a judge. Because a district judge commands a lot of resources, is in charge of an entire district, has a lot of people working for him or her. So you have to acquire new skills. You have to suddenly be like a CEO of an organization. And that cannot happen overnight. So you exchange ideas, you ask senior colleagues, how did you tackle this problem? And this kind of a platform facilitates that. So whether as CJMs or as district judges, I'm sure you will find this very useful. And the new ideas, today I think in the forenoon and soon after your lunch, I think you're all taken on a tour of the Record Room Digitization Center. I would urge some of our former judges, sir, if you've not been there, to see it, because you will know what the change has been. One important change has been in the Odisha High Court. You may have got some ideas when you go back to your districts. How do you want to organize your record rooms? What do you want to do about digitization? We have a whole focus on digitization in this district judges conference, and it is with a purpose. That is the way forward. My vision for the Odisha judiciary is paperless courts at every level of the courts. That, of course, cannot happen overnight. It has to be a gradual process. But we have to make a beginning. Just like we made a beginning in the High Court, where we started with the Chief Justice's Court, but today you already have 3 judges who are paperless. We're soon going to have 2 more judges who are paperless, and slowly that will grow. I want the bar to get adapted to the paperless regime. So the best way to introduce them is to encourage e-filing. So we've had continuous training of the bar. Both Mr. Jagabandhu Sahu and Dr. Lenka will vouch for the continuous trainings that we've had, hands-on training for the bar. And whom are they trained by? They're trained by judicial officers who are master trainers. Likewise, each of the district judges here will vouch for the fact that we've taken this training to the district bar. And this is not a one-time exercise. We have a whole calendar where we are training the bar. And again, in the district judiciary, it is the master trainers who are judicial officers who are doing the training. So we're very keen that this knowledge that we have should be shared. We should spread. This is the only way forward. More and more, our transactions are all becoming electronic. We are communicating more and more through WhatsApp chats or to mobile phones. That has become the major source of evidence in all our cases, whether it's civil or criminal. So neither judges nor lawyers can afford not to be familiar with these technological changes that are around us and that's impacting society directly. It is with that in view that we have a whole session devoted in the last day of the conference to ICT. I would urge each of the judges to speak frankly to us, to get to the point. You may have just 10 minutes. You do not have to address everyone on the podium. There are, of course, High Court judges sitting on the podium, but sitting collectively on all their behalf, I waive you're having to address us as Honorable Mr. Justice so-and-so, Justice so-and-so. Of the 10 minutes you have, you lose 5 minutes in just addressing us. So you can straight away come to the point. You can say, I have these suggestions, and you can be sure we're taking all of the suggestions seriously. Maybe it's a first for a district judicial judges conference. We are going to have rapporteurs for each of the sessions. We're going to have a summing up of each of the sessions. I'm sure it will be an exciting time for each of you. Of course, it's also going to be a bit tiring, tomorrow in particular, but I'm sure you will make best use of this wonderful opportunity when you learn more and more about the Odisha judiciary, about the possibilities for change, for positive change, and how we can take this Odisha judiciary to greater heights. Thank you. Thank each one of you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, my lord. Your valuable suggestion would definitely help us meeting the challenges ahead of us. May I now request Honorable Justice Sasikanta Mishra, Judge High Court of Odisha and Member Committee for the Preparation of Annual Report 2021 to present the vote of thanks. My lord.
Namaskar and a very good evening to all. Honorable the Chief Justice and honorable judges on the dais and honorable dignitaries of the dais. This is indeed a unique event, a fusion of 2 very important and significant events of Odisha judiciary.
the District Judges Conference and release of the annual report. Now, first and foremost, I would like to thank Honorable the Chief Justice for conceiving the idea of having this fusion, which has its own message, which all of us can now imagine. Now, not only did he conceive of the idea, but I can tell you, as a member of the annual report committee, from my personal experience, there are nearly 300 pages in the annual report. Not a single word, not a single sentence, not a single paragraph, not a single photograph, not a single figure has been published before it has gone through the watchful eye of Honorable the Chief Justice. He has literally burnt midnight oil along with us, and even more than us. So, sir, I express my deep sense of gratitude to you for this, for being such a wonderful captain of the team. I express my gratitude to Honorable Sri Justice Jaswant Singh, the chairman of the Conference for District Judge, chairman of the Committee for District Judge Conference. His Lordship has designed, has personally looked into each and every aspect, the topics, and everything that is associated with this conference. And I also thank His Lordship for his opening address. I sincerely express my thanks to Honorable Justice K.R. Mahapatra, who led us admirably. I must say, he was also a captain of the team, and he carried all of us along through the arduous journey that we all went through. And at the end, we reached at the 300 pages to bring you this annual report. His Lordship was very kind. He allowed cracking of jokes, and he also allowed me and Brother Justice Rautrai to pull each other's legs. He used to sit back and enjoy, so that the entire atmosphere, not only that, not only we, but also everybody who was associated with the work of the annual report. His Lordship was very kind. Thank you, sir, for your kindness and for your able leadership. I thank the honorable judges of the High Court for their gracious presence, as also for their constant guidance and support at every level for both these events, be it giving a small write-up about the committee that they are heading, or about the topics that may be included in the District Judge Conference. So I thank all of them. I also thank the former honorable judges who are present here. Your kind presence will certainly prove to be a great source of encouragement for all of us. I thank Sri Ashok Parija, learned Advocate General, for his kind presence. Sri P.K. Padhi, the Assistant Solicitor General of India for the High Court of Odisha, for his presence. Sri Jagabandhu Sahu, the President of High Court Bar Association, and Dr. J.K. Lenka, the Secretary, and other office bearers of the Bar Association for their continued support and their cooperation. I thank the Registrar General and the officers of the registry. Here I may pause here for a moment to tell you that they have toiled so hard that whatever I say would be an understatement. They have literally spent sleepless nights. And I can tell you from my personal experience that some of them have worked through the night to meet the deadline. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you. I thank the Director, Odisha Judicial Academy, and Member Secretary, State Legal Services Authority, for your support and participation. I thank the Director of Public Prosecution who is present here, for representing the government. And finally, I would thank the learned district judges and the chief judicial magistrates. All of us are ensconced in this room. We represent the judiciary of Odisha. And this is such a important, significant event. And all of you are present here, not only by your presence, but as Honorable the Chief Justice said, you will be offering valuable suggestions so that we can really work hard to fulfill our constitutional obligation of dispensing justice. I also find, last but not the least, I would thank the friends from the print and electronic media, as usual, for their support and in carrying forward our message of the judiciary to the people of the state. Thank you, sir, and wish you a very good and a very fruitful session in the coming 2 days. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, may I have the permission to declare the function closed? The function is declared closed, followed by a high tea. May I request all the dignitaries here to join the high tea, sirs?